Let me tell you about the biggest risk I ever took in my life. That one moment changed everything. Shattered everything I thought I knew. My name is Emma Rose, and I need to tell you about the woman who turned my entire world upside down. Gloria Russo. Just saying her name still makes my heart race, even now. This is the story of how a 25-year-old supermarket worker from a cheap apartment in Brooklyn fell completely, desperately, impossibly in love with a 55-year-old Italian mafia woman. I know what you are thinking. Mafia? Really? Yes, really. And before you judge me, before you tell me I should have run the other way, let me tell you the whole story. Let me tell you about the most intense, passionate, dangerous, beautiful love affair of my life. I was 25 years old, living in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn with my girlfriend Julia. Julia Grant. She was 27, worked as a waitress, and we had been together for 2 years. Our life was simple, ordinary. We worked our jobs, came home tired, watched Netflix, went to bed. On Friday nights, we would go to this club in Manhattan, drink cheap cocktails, dance until we were sweaty and exhausted. Julia was fine. Our relationship was fine. Everything was just fine. But I was restless. I wanted more. I wanted luxury. I wanted designer bags and expensive makeup and beautiful clothes. I wanted to live a life that felt bigger than my cramped apartment and my part-time supermarket job. I would save up my paychecks, skipping lunch some days, just so I could afford a new lipstick or a small luxury item. Julia would get annoyed, tell me I was wasting money, that we needed to save for more important things. But I did not care. Those little luxuries made me feel like I was something more than just a struggling 20-something. It was a Friday night in October when everything changed. Julia and I went to our usual club in Manhattan. It was packed, loud, the bass thumping so hard you could feel it in your chest. We were dancing, drinking, having a good time. And then I saw her. She walked in with an entourage. 4 bodyguards, all in dark suits, and a young man who seemed to be her assistant. And her. Gloria Russo. She was impossible to miss. Tall, probably 5'9", with a fit, athletic body that you could tell was maintained with discipline. Short gray hair styled perfectly. She wore an expensive black suit that fit her like it was custom-made, which it probably was. She moved with absolute confidence, like she owned not just the room, but the entire world. She had a cigarette between her fingers, even though smoking was not allowed in the club. But nobody said anything to her. Nobody would dare. I felt something in my chest. Fear, yes. But also something else. Something electric. Who is that? I asked Julia, shouting over the music. Julia glanced over. I don't know. Looks like trouble. Come on, let's get another drink. But I could not stop looking at her. Gloria and her crew moved through the club, heading toward a VIP section in the back. People moved out of their way. She did not smile, did not acknowledge anyone. She just moved with purpose, smoking her cigarette, her eyes scanning the room like a predator. I wanted her to look at me. I do not know why. I just did. I need to use the bathroom, I told Julia. Want me to come? No, I am fine. Be right back. But I did not go to the bathroom. I followed Gloria. I know. Stupid. Dangerous. But I could not help myself. There was something magnetic about her. She went to the VIP section, which was roped off and guarded. I stood nearby, pretending to look at my phone, trying to catch another glimpse of her. She was sitting in a corner booth, her bodyguard standing nearby. A man approached her, well-dressed, nervous. They spoke in low voices. Even from where I stood, I could see the tension. This was not a social visit. This was business. Dangerous business. I should have walked away right then. But instead, I moved closer to where she was sitting, to a spot where I could smoke. The club had a small outdoor terrace accessible from the VIP area. I pulled out a cigarette and lit it, my hands shaking slightly. I stood there, smoking, stealing glances at her. She still had not noticed me. She was focused on her conversation, her face expressionless, revealing nothing. God, she was beautiful. Not in a conventional way. In a dangerous, powerful, intoxicating way. After about 20 minutes, her meeting ended. The nervous man left quickly. Gloria stood, saying something to her bodyguards. Then she started walking toward the exit. She had to pass right by where I was standing. I do not know what possessed me. As she walked by, I accidentally bumped into her. Not hard, just enough to make contact. She stopped. Turned. Looked at me. Her eyes were dark brown, almost black. They were cold, calculating, intense. She looked at me like she was assessing a threat, figuring out if I was worth her time. Sorry, I stammered. I did not see you. She did not respond. Just looked at me for a long moment. Then she reached out and took the cigarette from my hand. She took a drag, her eyes never leaving mine. My heart was pounding so hard I thought I would pass out. She handed the cigarette back to me. Her fingers brushed against mine. The touch sent electricity through my entire body. Then she walked away without saying a word. I stood there, frozen, watching her leave with her entourage. I was shaking. From fear, from excitement, from something I could not name. When I went back to find Julia, she was annoyed. Where were you? I have been looking everywhere. Sorry, there was a line for the bathroom. We danced for another hour, but my mind was elsewhere. I kept thinking about those dark eyes. That touch. The way she looked at me like she could see right through me. I did not know it then, but my life had just changed forever. The next few days, I could not stop thinking about Gloria. I did not even know her name yet. I just thought of her as the woman from the club. The dangerous, beautiful woman who had looked at me like I was something interesting. Julia noticed I was distracted. You have been weird since Friday, she said one night as we ate dinner in our tiny kitchen. I am fine. Just tired from work. You sure? You have barely touched me all week. It was true. I had been avoiding intimacy with Julia. Every time she tried to kiss me or initiate anything, I found an excuse. I felt guilty about it, but I could not help it. My mind was somewhere else. On someone else. I am just stressed, I said. I am sorry. I will be better. But I was not better. I was obsessed. On Thursday, a week after I saw her at the club, something strange happened. I was walking home from my shift at the supermarket, tired and sweaty in my work uniform. It was getting dark, and the street was mostly empty. I noticed a black car following me slowly. Expensive. Tinted windows. My heart started racing. Was I being followed? Was I in danger? The car kept pace with me for 2 blocks. Then it sped up and disappeared around a corner. I told myself I was being paranoid. But I could not shake the feeling that someone was watching me. The next day, Friday, Julia wanted to go back to the club. Come on, it will be fun. We have had a rough week. Let's blow off some steam. I agreed, partly because I wanted to keep things normal with Julia, but partly because I hoped I might see her again. The mysterious woman. We got to the club around 11. It was just as packed as the week before. We drank, we danced. I tried to have fun, tried to focus on Julia. But I kept scanning the room, looking for her. Around midnight, she walked in. Same entourage. Same confident walk. Same cigarette. My breath caught in my throat. I am going to get us more drinks, I told Julia. I pushed through the crowd, trying to get closer to where Gloria was heading. She went to the same VIP section as before. I stood at the edge of the dance floor, watching her. And then, like she could feel my eyes on her, she turned and looked directly at me. Our eyes met across the crowded room. She did not smile. Did not wave. Just looked at me with those intense dark eyes. Then she said something to one of her bodyguards and turned away. I felt disappointment wash over me. Of course she was not interested. Why would someone like her notice someone like me? I was about to turn away when the bodyguard appeared beside me. Miss Russo would like to speak with you. My heart stopped. What? Please, come with me. I should have said no. I should have gone back to Julia and left the club. But I did not. I followed him. He led me to the VIP section. Gloria was sitting in the same corner booth, smoking, watching me approach with an unreadable expression. Sit, she said. Her voice was low, slightly accented. Italian. I sat down across from her, my hands trembling. What is your name? She asked. Emma. Emma Rose. Emma, she repeated, like she was tasting the name. You have been watching me, Emma. I am sorry. I did not mean to. Do not apologize. I find it interesting. She took a drag of her cigarette. Tell me about yourself. There is not much to tell. I work at a supermarket. I live in Brooklyn. I am nobody. Nobody watches someone the way you watch me unless they want something. What do you want, Emma? I did not know how to answer that. What did I want? I did not even understand it myself. I do not know, I whispered. She leaned forward slightly. I think you do know. You just are not ready to admit it. We sat in silence for a moment. The music pounded around us, but it felt like we were in our own bubble. I need to go, I said suddenly. My girlfriend is waiting for me. Something flickered in Gloria's eyes. Girlfriend. Yes. Julia. We have been together for 2 years. And yet you are here, sitting with me. I should not be. This was a mistake. I stood up to leave. Gloria stood too, surprisingly fast. She grabbed my wrist, not hard, but firm enough to stop me. This is not a mistake, Emma, she said quietly. And we both know it. Then she let me go. I hurried back to the dance floor, my heart pounding, my skin burning where she had touched me. Julia was annoyed when I found her. Where were you? You said you were getting drinks. Sorry, the bar was packed. Let's just go home. That night, lying in bed next to Julia, I could not sleep. All I could think about was Gloria's hand on my wrist. Her voice saying my name. Those dark, dangerous eyes. What was happening to me? The next week was torture. I went to work, came home, tried to act normal with Julia. But inside, I was a mess. I kept thinking about Gloria. About the way she looked at me. The way she said my name. And then strange things started happening. I would see that same black car parked near my apartment. When I looked closely, I could see someone sitting in the driver's seat, watching. Once, when I was leaving the supermarket after my shift, a different car pulled up. A man in a suit got out and handed me an envelope, then drove away before I could say anything. Inside the envelope was $500 in cash. No note. No explanation. I was scared. Confused. But also, I have to admit, thrilled. She was thinking about me. She was watching me. Julia noticed something was wrong. "Emma, you have been so distant lately. What is going on with you?" "Nothing. I am fine." "You are not fine. You barely talk to me anymore. You do not want to be intimate. Are you seeing someone else?" "No," I lied. "I am just stressed about money." It was not entirely a lie. I was always stressed about money. But that was not what was consuming my thoughts. 2 weeks after our conversation at the club, I came home from work one evening and immediately knew something was wrong. My apartment door was slightly ajar. My heart started racing. Had we been robbed? I pushed the door open slowly. "Julia?" No answer. I walked inside. Everything looked normal. Nothing was missing or out of place. But then I saw it. A single red rose on our kitchen table with a card. My hands shook as I opened the card. It was handwritten in elegant script, "You are not nobody." Gee. I looked around the apartment, suddenly terrified. She had been here. In my home. While I was gone. I should have called the police. I should have been furious. But instead, I felt that same electric thrill run through my body. She was pursuing me. That Friday, Julia wanted to stay in and watch movies. But I convinced her to go to the club again. "We have been going there a lot lately," she said suspiciously. "I just like dancing." "Come on, it will be fun." We got to the club around 10. I scanned the crowd immediately, looking for Gloria. She was not there. Disappointment settled in my chest. Julia and I drank and danced. I tried to have fun, tried to be present. Around midnight, I went to the bathroom. When I came out, one of Gloria's bodyguards was waiting for me. "Miss Russo requests your presence. There is a car waiting outside." Now. I am with my girlfriend. Now. Every instinct told me to say no. To go back to Julia, to leave this alone. But I did not. Tell her I need 10 minutes. I went back to Julia. "Hey, I am not feeling well. I think I am going to head home." "What?" "We just got here." "I know, I am sorry. I think I ate something bad." "You stay, have fun. I will take an Uber." "Are you sure?" "Yeah, I will be fine." I left before she could argue. Outside, the black car was waiting. The bodyguard opened the door. I got in. Gloria was sitting in the back seat, smoking. She looked at me with those intense eyes. "Emma, where are we going?" "Somewhere we can talk privately." The car started moving. I should have been terrified. I was getting into a car with a woman I barely knew, who was clearly dangerous, who had been following me and breaking into my apartment. But I was not terrified. I was excited. We drove for about 20 minutes, heading toward a nicer part of Manhattan. The car pulled up in front of a luxury high-rise building. The doorman nodded respectfully to Gloria as we entered. We took an elevator to the top floor. The penthouse. Of course. Gloria's apartment was stunning. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. Modern furniture that looked like it cost more than I made in a year. Everything was sleek, expensive, intimidating. "Sit," she said, gesturing to a leather couch. I sat. She poured 2 glasses of what looked like very expensive whiskey and handed me one. "You did not have to kidnap me," I said, trying to sound braver than I felt. "If you wanted to talk, you could have just asked. Would you have come? I do not know. Now you do not have to wonder." She sat down across from me. "I am going to be very direct with you, Emma. I do not have time for games." "Okay. I saw you at the club 3 weeks ago. I noticed you watching me. I notice everything, it is part of who I am. But with you, it was different. I could not stop thinking about you." My breath caught in my throat. "I had my people find out who you are," she continued. "Where you live, where you work, who you are with. I know about Julia. That is insane. You have been stalking me." "Yes," she said simply. "I have. Because I want you, Emma. I want you in a way I have not wanted anyone in a very long time. You do not even know me. I know enough. I know you are not happy with your simple life. I know you want more. I know you felt it too, that night at the club. That connection. I could not deny it. She was right. But I am with Julia. I am not available. Are you happy with her?" I did not answer. "I did not think so." Gloria leaned forward. "I can give you everything you want, Emma. Luxury, excitement, passion. A life bigger than that cramped apartment and that dead-end job. All you have to do is say yes." "Say yes to what?" "To me. To us. To something real. This is crazy. You are dangerous. You are involved in things I do not want to know about. We cannot. We can. And we will." She stood up and walked over to me. She was so close I could smell her perfume, expensive and intoxicating. She reached out and touched my face gently. "Tell me you do not want this," she said softly. "Tell me you do not feel it. Look me in the eyes and tell me, and I will take you home right now. You will never hear from me again." I looked into those dark eyes. I tried to say the words. I tried to tell her no. But I could not. I cannot. "Cannot what?" "Cannot tell you I do not want this." She smiled then, the first real smile I had seen from her. It transformed her face, made her look younger, softer. "Good," she said. Then she kissed me. It was not gentle. It was hungry, possessive, intense. She pulled me to my feet and pressed me against the wall, her body against mine, her hands in my hair. I kissed her back with a desperation I did not know I had. We kissed for what felt like hours but was probably only minutes. When we finally broke apart, we were both breathing hard. "I need to take you home," she said. "Before I do something we are both not ready for yet." "What if I am ready?" "You are not. Not yet. But you will be." The drive back to my neighborhood was silent. I was dazed, overwhelmed. My lips were swollen from kissing. My body was on fire. When we pulled up near my apartment, Gloria took my hand. "Break up with her," she said. "What?" "Julia. Break up with her. I do not share, Emma. If you want to be with me, you cannot be with her. I I need time. You have 1 week. Next Friday, I will send a car for you. If you get in, I will know you have made your choice. Then she let go of my hand and the driver opened my door. I walked to my apartment in a daze. Julia was already home, asleep on the couch. I looked at her peaceful face and felt a wave of guilt. But I also felt alive for the first time in years. What was I going to do? The next week was the longest of my life. I went through the motions with Julia, but my mind was elsewhere. On Gloria. On that kiss. On the impossible choice in front of me. Julia was a good person. She loved me. We had built a life together, simple as it was. Breaking up with her would hurt her. It would be cruel. But I could not stop thinking about Gloria. About the way she looked at me. The way she kissed me. The intensity of her presence. On Wednesday, Julia confronted me. What is going on with you, Emma? And do not tell me nothing. You have been weird for weeks. You are distant, you barely look at me, we have not had sex in over a month. Are you cheating on me? No, I said. It was technically true. A kiss was not cheating. Or was it? Then what? I took a deep breath. I think I need some space. To figure things out. Space? What does that mean? I do not know. I am confused about things. About us. About what I want. Julia's eyes filled with tears. Are you breaking up with me? I do not know. I just need time to think. About what? What is there to think about? Either you want to be with me or you do not. She was right, of course. But I could not bring myself to say the words. To make it final. Can we talk about this later? I said weakly. No. I want to talk about it now. Emma, I love you. I thought we were happy. What changed? Everything, I wanted to say. Everything changed when I met her. But I did not say that. I just looked at the floor, silent. You know what? Fine, Julia said, her voice breaking. Take your space. I am going to stay with my sister for a few days. Figure out what you want. But Emma, when I come back, I need an answer. I deserve that much. She grabbed a bag and started throwing clothes into it. I watched, numb, unable to stop her. I am sorry, I whispered. So am I, she said. Then she left. I sat alone in our apartment, feeling like the worst person in the world. But also feeling relieved. The decision had been made for me, at least temporarily. Friday came. I did not go to work. I called in sick. I spent the day pacing the apartment, changing outfits, doing my makeup, taking it off, doing it again. Was I really going to do this? Was I really going to get in that car and go to Gloria? At 7 p.m., I got a text from an unknown number. The car is downstairs. My heart started racing. This was it. The moment of decision. I could stay here. Text Julia. Apologize. Try to fix things. Go back to my normal, safe, simple life. Or I could get in that car and see where this dangerous, thrilling thing with Gloria would lead. I put on my best dress, the one I had saved up for months to buy. I did my makeup carefully. I looked at myself in the mirror. Who was I? What did I want? I wanted more. I wanted passion. I wanted to feel alive. I grabbed my purse and walked downstairs. The black car was waiting. The same bodyguard opened the door. I hesitated for just a second. Then I got in. Gloria was not in the car. Just the driver and the bodyguard. We drove in silence. I had no idea where we were going. Part of me was terrified. What if this was all a huge mistake? What if Gloria was not who I thought she was? What if I was in actual danger? But I did not ask to be let out. I just sat there, watching the city pass by the tinted windows. We drove for over an hour, leaving the city completely. Finally, we pulled up to a private airstrip. A small jet was waiting. "Where are we going?" I asked the bodyguard. "Miss Russo will explain everything." We boarded the jet. It was luxurious beyond anything I had ever seen. Leather seats, a full bar, every detail perfect. And there, sitting in one of the seats, was Gloria. She looked up when I entered. Something flickered in her eyes. Relief, maybe. Or satisfaction. "You came," she said. "You did not give me much choice." "There is always a choice, Emma. You chose to get in the car. You chose to get on this plane. You chose me. Where are we going?" "Home. My real home. Sardinia." "The Italian island?" "Yes. I have business there. And I want you with me." "For how long?" "As long as you want to stay." She gestured to the seat next to her. "Sit. We have a long flight ahead of us." I sat down. The plane started moving. Within minutes, we were in the air, leaving America behind. "Did you end things with Julia?" Gloria asked. "We are taking a break." "That is not the same as ending it." "I know. But it is a start." Gloria was quiet for a moment. Then she reached over and took my hand. "I know this is overwhelming," she said. "I know I am asking a lot of you. But Emma, I have not felt this way about anyone in decades. Maybe ever. There is something between us. Something rare. I want to explore it. I want to see where it leads. You barely know me. Then let me know you. Let me show you my world. Let me show you what life could be like." The flight was 8 hours. We talked the whole time. Not about anything deep or serious. Just conversation. She asked about my childhood, my family, my dreams. I asked about her life in Italy, her business, her travels. She did not tell me about the Mafia stuff. And I did not ask. Part of me did not want to know. Did not want to face that reality yet. When we landed in Sardinia, it was early morning. The sun was just rising over the Mediterranean. It was beautiful. A car was waiting to take us from the airport. We drove through narrow streets, past ancient buildings and stunning coastline. Finally, we pulled up to a massive stone villa on a cliff overlooking the sea. "This is your home?" I asked, awed. "One of them," Gloria said. "Come. You must be exhausted." She led me inside. The villa was incredible. Old-world charm mixed with modern luxury. Stone walls, high ceilings, antique furniture, stunning artwork. "Your room is upstairs," she said. "Rest. We will talk later." But I did not want to rest. I was wired, overwhelmed, my entire body humming with energy. "Gloria," I said. She turned to look at me. "Kiss me again." For a moment, she just looked at me. Then she crossed the distance between us in 2 strides and pulled me into her arms. This kiss was different from the first one. Slower. Deeper. More intentional. She kissed me like she was trying to memorize the taste of me. Like she had all the time in the world. I melted into her. My hands went to her hair, then her neck, then her waist. She pressed me against the wall, her body hard against mine. "Emma," she murmured against my lips. "If we do not stop now, I will not be able to stop." "Then do not stop." She pulled back slightly, looking into my eyes. "Are you sure?" I had never been more sure of anything in my life. "Yes." She took my hand and led me upstairs to her bedroom. It was massive, with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the sea. But I barely noticed. All I could focus on was her. We made love 3 more times that morning. Each time was different, each time was perfect. She showed me things I did not know my body could do. She made me feel things I did not know I could feel. When we finally fell asleep, tangled together in her massive bed, the sun was high in the sky. And I knew, without a doubt, that I was completely, irrevocably in love with Gloria Russo. I woke up alone. For a moment, I panicked. Had it all been a dream? But no, I was in Gloria's bed, in her villa in Sardinia. The sheets smelled like her, like cigarettes and expensive perfume. I wrapped myself in a silk robe I found draped over a chair and went downstairs. I found Gloria on the terrace, smoking and looking out at the sea. She was wearing black pants and a white shirt, her short gray hair catching the afternoon light. She turned when she heard me. A small smile played at her lips. "Good afternoon, Bella." How long was I asleep? 5 hours. "You needed rest." She stubbed out her cigarette. "Are you hungry?" I realized I was starving. "Yes." She led me to a dining room where food was laid out. Fresh bread, cheese, olives, prosciutto, fruit. Everything looked and tasted incredible. "This is all from the island," she said. "I buy from local farmers and fishermen. The best quality." We ate in comfortable silence. Then Gloria said, "I have some business to attend to this afternoon. You are free to explore the villa, the grounds, whatever you like. Or you can rest more. When will you be back?" "By evening. We will have dinner together." She stood to leave, then paused. She came over to me and tilted my chin up, kissing me softly. "I am glad you are here," she said. After she left, I explored the villa. It was massive, room after room filled with beautiful things. Art, antiques, books. There was a library with floor-to-ceiling shelves. A wine cellar. A home gym. Multiple terraces with stunning views. This was Gloria's world. Luxury, beauty, power. Could I really be part of this world? That evening, Gloria returned and we had dinner on the terrace as the sun set. The food was incredible, course after course of traditional Sardinian cuisine. We drank wine that probably cost more than my monthly rent. "Tell me about your family," Gloria said. "Not much to tell. My parents live in New Jersey. My dad is an accountant. My mom is a nurse. I have a younger sister. We are close, I guess. Pretty average American family. Do they know you are here?" "No. They do not even know about." I gestured between us. "About me? Or about you being with women?" "Both." I told them about Julia, but they were not exactly supportive. My mom cried. My dad did not talk to me for a month. "I am sorry." "It is fine. We are better now. They just do not understand. And what about Julia? Have you spoken to her? I felt a wave of guilt. No. I should call her. Tell her it is over. Yes, you should. But not tonight. Tonight is for us. After dinner, Gloria led me to a different part of the villa. A screening room with plush seats and a massive screen. I thought we could watch a movie, she said. Something mindless. Just relax. We settled in, but we did not watch much of the movie. Within 10 minutes, we were kissing. Within 20 minutes, her hand was up my skirt. We made love right there in the screening room, Gloria's hand over my mouth to muffle my cries as she made me come again and again. Later, back in her bed, she held me close. I want you to stay, she said quietly. Not just for a few days. Really stay. Move here. Be with me. Gloria, that is huge. I have a life back in New York. My job, my apartment, my family. A job that makes you miserable. An apartment you can barely afford. A family that does not accept who you are. What are you really leaving behind, Emma? She had a point. But still, it felt like too much, too fast. Can I think about it? I asked. Of course. Take all the time you need. She kissed my forehead. But know this. I am serious about you, Emma. This is not just a fling for me. I want you in my life. Really in my life. Those words should have scared me. Instead, they made me feel safe. Wanted. Loved. We fell asleep tangled together, and I dreamed of a life I had never imagined possible. The next few days were like a dream. Gloria showed me around the island. We drove along the coast in one of her cars, a vintage Ferrari that probably cost more than most houses. We stopped at small villages, ate at local restaurants, swam in hidden coves. She introduced me to some of her friends, though I noticed she never explained exactly what she did for work. People treated her with a mix of respect and fear. They called her La Regina. The Queen. I tried not to think too much about what that meant. One afternoon, we were lying on a private beach that was part of her property. I was wearing a designer bikini she had bought for me. The sun was warm on my skin, the sound of the waves peaceful. I need to go back to New York, I said suddenly. Gloria, who had been reading a book, looked over at me. When? Soon. I need to talk to Julia face to face. End things properly. And I need to figure out what I am doing with my life. And then? And then? I do not know. Maybe I come back here. Maybe I stay in New York. I do not know yet. Gloria was quiet for a moment. Then she set down her book and moved closer to me. I understand, she said. This is a big decision. I do not want to rush you. But Emma, I need you to understand something. I do not do casual. I do not do halfway. If you come back here, if you choose this, choose me, it is all in. Completely. Do you understand what I am saying? I think so. No, you do not. She took my hand. Let me be very clear. I am a jealous woman. I am possessive. If you are mine completely. No one else touches you. No one else has you. I will give you everything. Luxury, protection, love, passion. But in return, I expect loyalty. Absolute loyalty. Her intensity should have scared me. But instead, it made me want her more. I understand, I said. Good. She kissed me softly. Now, let me take you shopping. You need more clothes if you are going to be spending time here. That afternoon, we went to the most expensive boutiques on the island. Gloria bought me everything. Designer dresses, shoes, bags, jewelry. She picked out lingerie that made me blush. She bought me makeup and perfume and skincare products I had only dreamed about owning. Every time I protested that it was too much, she would silence me with a look. Let me spoil you, she said. You deserve beautiful things. By the time we were done, I had thousands of dollars worth of purchases. Maybe tens of thousands. I had stopped keeping track. That night, Gloria dressed me in one of the new dresses, a stunning red number that hugged my curves perfectly. She put diamonds around my neck, diamonds that were real and probably worth more than I had made in my entire life. Tonight, I am taking you somewhere special, she said. We drove to a restaurant perched on a cliff, with views of the entire coastline. It was elegant, exclusive. The staff greeted Gloria by name and led us to the best table. Over dinner, Gloria told me more about her life. About growing up in a powerful family. About learning from a young age that strength and silence were survival skills. About building her own empire. She did not mention the word mafia. But I understood what she was telling me. Are you scared? She asked, watching my face. Yes, I admitted. But not enough to walk away. Good. Fear keeps you smart. But too much fear keeps you small. She reached across the table and took my hand. With me, Emma, you will never have to be small again. After dinner, we drove back to the villa. The sexual tension between us had been building all evening. The moment we walked through the door, we were on each other. Gloria pressed me against the wall in the foyer, her hands everywhere, her mouth claiming mine. We did not even make it upstairs. We made love right there, half-clothed, desperate for each other. Afterward, we lay on the cool marble floor, breathing hard, laughing at our own intensity. We are ridiculous, I said. We are perfect, she corrected. Later that night, in her bed, she held me close and said, when you go back to New York, I am going to miss you. My bed will feel empty without you. I will miss you too. Then do not stay away too long. I kissed her, pouring all my feelings into it. I won not. I flew back to New York 3 days later. Gloria had offered to come with me, but I told her I needed to do this alone. She understood, though I could see it was hard for her to let me go. Call me every day, she said at the airport, holding me tight. And Emma? Be safe. Be smart. I will. The flight back felt surreal. Like I was leaving one world and returning to another. Who was I now? The girl who worked at a supermarket and lived in a cramped Brooklyn apartment? Or the woman who wore diamonds and slept in a villa overlooking the Mediterranean? When I got back to my apartment, Julia was there. She had come back while I was gone. The apartment looked the same, but everything felt different. Where have you been? She asked. You have been gone for a week. I was worried. I went to Italy. Italy? With who? I took a deep breath. Julia, we need to talk. We sat down on our worn couch. I told her everything. Well, not everything. I did not tell her about Gloria's business. But I told her about meeting someone else. About falling for her. About not being able to fight it anymore. Julia cried. She yelled. She called me names I probably deserved. How could you do this to me? She sobbed. We were supposed to build a life together. We were supposed to be partners. I know. And I am so sorry. You deserve better than this. You deserve better than me. You are damn right I do. She wiped her tears angrily. Who is she? Do I know her? No. Her name is Gloria. She is older. She is different from anyone I have ever met. Older? How much older? Does it matter? Yes, it matters. Emma, what are you doing? This is not you. Running off to Italy with some older woman, throwing away everything we built. This is crazy. Maybe it is. But it is what I want. What I need. Julia looked at me with something like pity. You are going to get hurt. This woman, whoever she is going to break your heart. Maybe. But at least I will have felt something real. That was cruel. I saw it land. Julia flinched like I had slapped her. Get out, she said quietly. What? Get out. This is my apartment too, but I cannot look at you right now. Pack your things and go. Go to your fancy older woman. Go live your exciting new life. But when it falls apart, do not come back to me. I packed a bag with my clothes and a few personal items. Everything else, I left. I did not want anything that would remind me of this life I was leaving behind. Before I left, Julia said one more thing. I hope she's worth it, Emma. I really do. So do I whispered. I stayed at a cheap hotel that night and called Gloria. It is done, I told her. I ended it with Julia. How do you feel? Terrible. Relieved. Scared. I do not know. Come back to me, she said softly. Come home. I am not sure I am ready yet. I need a few days. I need to tell my parents. Figure out what I am doing with my job. Take the time you need. But Emma? I am here. Waiting for you. I know. That is the only thing keeping me together right now. The next day, I drove to New Jersey to see my parents. I had not told them I was coming. When my mom opened the door and saw me, she immediately knew something was wrong. Emma? What happened? Are you okay? Can I come in? I need to talk to you and Dad. We sat in their living room. My younger sister Ashley was there too, home from college for the weekend. I told them I had broken up with Julia. My mom looked sad but not surprised. Was she not right for you? She asked gently. No. She was not. But I met someone else. Someone who makes me feel alive in a way I have never felt before. That is wonderful, honey, my mom said. What is his name? Her name is Gloria. The room went silent. Another woman, my dad said. Emma, I thought you and Julia breaking up might mean you were done with this phase. It is not a phase, Dad. I am gay. That is not going to change. And Gloria is not just another woman. She is special. She is older, she is successful, she lives in Italy part of the year. She makes me happier than I have ever been. How much older? My mom asked suspiciously. She is 55. My dad exploded. 55? Emma, you are 25 years old. That is 30 years difference. That is not a relationship, that is predatory. It is not like that. She is not taking advantage of me. If anything, she is giving me opportunities one never would have had. She treats me like I am precious. She respects me. She loves me. Love, my mom said. You have known her for what, a few weeks? It has been a month. And I know it is fast. But I have never been more sure of anything. My sister, who had been quiet until now, spoke up. Is she in the Mafia? Everyone turned to look at her. What? I said. Gloria Russo. That is her name, right? I did some research. The Russo family is one of the most powerful mafia families in Italy. They operate out of Sardinia and New York. Emma, are you seriously dating a mafia boss? My blood ran cold. How did you know her last name? I did not tell you. You mentioned Italy and Sardinia. It was not hard to figure out. Emma, this is dangerous. This is not some romantic adventure. These are real criminals. People die. My parents were staring at me in horror. Emma, is this true? My mom asked. Is this woman involved in organized crime? I did not know what to say. I could not lie. But I could not confirm it either. I do not know everything about her business, I said carefully. But I know she would never hurt me. I trust her. You trust her? My dad shouted. You trust a criminal? Emma, you need to come home. Now. You need to end this before you get hurt. Or worse. I am not going to end it. I am in love with her. You are going to get yourself killed, my dad said. Over some woman who is using you for God knows what. She is not using me. She loves me. And I love her. I am sorry you cannot accept that. I stood up to leave. Emma, please, my mom said, crying now. Please do not do this. We have already lost you once when you chose this lifestyle. Do not make us lose you again by getting involved with dangerous people. I already am involved. And I am happy. For the first time in my life, I am really, truly happy. I wish you could be happy for me too. I left before they could respond. Ashley followed me outside. Emma, wait. I turned. What? I am not going to lecture you. You are an adult. But please, be careful. The Russo family, they are not people to mess with. If you are really in this, if you are really with her, you need to understand what you are getting into. I understand enough. Do you? Do you know how many people they have hurt? How many lives they have destroyed? Gloria would not. Gloria is the head of that family. She does not get to be innocent. Whatever good you see in her, whatever love she shows you, it does not erase what she is. I did not have an answer for that. Because my sister was right. And I knew it. But I also knew that when I was with Gloria, none of that seemed to matter. When I was with her, I felt like I could be anyone, do anything, have everything. I love her, Ashley. I do not expect you to understand. But I love her. Then I hope you survive it, my sister said quietly. I drove back to the city, my mind racing. I called Gloria. My family knows, I told her. About you. About what you do. They are terrified. I expected as much. Are you terrified? Yes. But not enough to walk away. Good. I could hear the smile in her voice. Then come back to me. Come back to Sardinia. Let me show you that love is worth the risk. Okay, I said. I will book a flight for tomorrow. No need. I am sending my plane. It will be there tonight. Pack everything you care about, Emma. because you are not coming back to that life again." And she was right. I packed up everything that mattered, which was not much. I quit my supermarket job over the phone. I gave up my half of the apartment lease. I called Gloria's assistant and arranged for my things to be put in storage. By that evening, I was on a plane back to Sardinia. Back to Gloria. Back to a life I still did not fully understand but could not resist. When I landed, Gloria was there waiting. She pulled me into her arms and kissed me like I had been gone for years instead of days. "Welcome home, Bella," she said. And for the first time, I felt like I really was home. The next few months were the most intense of my life. I moved into Gloria's villa completely. She converted one of the rooms into a space just for me, filling it with books and art supplies and everything I might need. But I rarely used it. I preferred to be wherever she was. Life with Gloria was unlike anything I had imagined. She would work during the day, disappearing for hours for meetings I was not invited to. Sometimes men would come to the villa, serious-looking men who spoke in low voices. I learned not to ask questions. But when she was with me, she was completely present. She taught me Italian, patient with my terrible pronunciation. She took me to hidden spots around the island that tourists never saw. She introduced me to her world, bit by bit. And the sex. God, the sex was incredible. Gloria was insatiable. She would wake me up in the middle of the night, her hands and mouth all over me. We made love everywhere, in every room of the villa. On the beach. In her car. Once, memorably, in the wine cellar. She showed me things I had never imagined. Ways my body could respond. Levels of pleasure I did not know existed. With Julia, sex had been nice. Comfortable. But with Gloria, it was transcendent. Every time felt like the first time. Every time left me shaking and crying and completely undone. "I cannot get enough of you," she would whisper as she made me come for the third or fourth time in a night. "You are like a drug, Emma. I am addicted." But it was not all perfect. We had our first real fight about 2 months in. Gloria had been gone all day on business. She came back late, smelling like cigarette smoke and whiskey. I was already in bed, reading. "Where were you?" I asked. "Working." "Until midnight?" "Yes." She started undressing, not looking at me. "Gloria, I am going crazy here. I am alone all day. I do not know anyone. I do not speak the language well enough to make friends. I am completely dependent on you. What do you want me to do about it, Emma? This is my life. This is what I do. Maybe I could work too. Maybe I could get a job, meet people, have something that is mine." She turned to look at me, her eyes hard. "Absolutely not." "What?" "Why not?" "Because it is not safe. Because people know who I am, which means they know who you are. You going out, making connections, talking to strangers, it puts you at risk. It puts me at risk. So I am just supposed to sit here like a prisoner? You are not a prisoner. You are protected. There is a difference. It does not feel different." She walked over to the bed, her expression softening slightly. "Emma, I understand you are frustrated. But you need to trust me. I know this world better than you do. I know the dangers. If something happened to you because I was not careful enough, I would never forgive myself. I did not sign up to be locked in a gilded cage. No, you signed up to be with me. And this is part of being with me." We stared at each other, neither backing down. Finally, I said, I need something, Gloria. Some purpose. Some way to feel like I am not just sitting around waiting for you." She thought for a moment. "What if I hired a tutor? Someone to teach you Italian properly. And maybe some other skills. Cooking, art, whatever interests you. Would that help?" It was not exactly what I wanted. But it was something. "Okay," I said. She climbed into bed beside me, pulling me close. "I am sorry I am difficult. This is new for me too, you know. Having someone I care about this much. Someone I need to protect. I know. Come here." She kissed me softly. "Let me make it up to you." And she did. She made love to me with a tenderness that brought tears to my eyes. She whispered in Italian, words I did not fully understand but felt in my bones. She took her time, building me up slowly, making me beg before she finally let me fall apart. Afterward, as we lay tangled together, she said, "I love you, Emma. I do not say it enough, but I do. You have changed my life." "I love you too," I whispered. And I meant it. Despite the fights, despite the isolation, despite the fear that sometimes crept in late at night, I loved her completely. True to her word, Gloria hired tutors for me. A woman named Sophia came 3 times a week to teach me Italian. An older man named Marco taught me about Italian art and history. A chef named Francesca taught me to cook traditional Sardinian dishes. It helped. I felt less useless, more connected to the world I was now living in. Gloria also started taking me with her sometimes. Not to her business meetings, but to social events. Charity galas, art openings, exclusive parties. She would dress me in designer gowns and drape me in jewelry. We would arrive together, her hand possessively on my lower back, and every eye would turn to us. "Who is that with La Regina?" I would hear people whisper. "Her lover, apparently. An American girl. She is so young. Gloria always gets what she wants." It should have bothered me, being talked about like that. But it did not. I liked being seen as Gloria's. I liked the jealous looks other women gave me. I liked knowing that of all the people in the room, I was the one going home with her. At these events, Gloria was different. Still commanding, still powerful, but more relaxed. She would laugh at jokes, dance with me, show a side of herself that few people got to see. One night, at a party at another villa, a younger woman approached us. She was beautiful, probably in her early 30s, with dark hair and bold makeup. "Gloria," she said, ignoring me completely. "It has been too long." "Valentina." Gloria's voice was cool. "Yes, it has. I heard you were seeing someone." I did not believe it. Valentina looked me up and down. "She is very young." "She is right here and can hear you," I said before Gloria could respond. Valentina smirked. Fiery. I can see the appeal. "But tell me, American girl, do you have any idea who you are with? Do you know what she has done? The blood on her hands?" "Enough," Gloria said, her voice sharp. "Valentina, walk away. Now." Still so protective. Some things never change. Valentina leaned in close to me. "Enjoy her while you can. Gloria gets bored easily. You will not be the first to be discarded." She walked away, leaving me shaken. "Who was that?" I asked. "No one important," Gloria said. But I could see the tension in her jaw. Later, when we were alone in the car driving back to the villa, I asked again. "Who was Valentina?" An ex? Gloria was silent for a moment. Then she said, yes. We were together briefly, a few years ago. It did not end well. Did you love her? No. It was physical, nothing more. Valentina wanted more than I was willing to give. And me? Is this just physical for you? Gloria pulled the car over, turning to face me. Emma, look at me. You are not Valentina. You are not any of the others before you. What we have is real. It is deep. It terrifies me how much I need you. Then why did not you tell me about her? Because she does not matter. My past does not matter. The only thing that matters is you, right now, with me. She kissed me then, fierce and possessive. And like always, I melted into her. When we got back to the villa, Gloria barely let me get through the door before she was on me. She backed me against the wall in the entryway, her hands already pulling up my dress. Mine, she said against my neck. You are mine, Emma. Not Valentina's. Not Julia's. Mine. Yes, I gasped as her fingers found me. Yours. Always yours. She made love to me right there against the wall, hard and fast, claiming me. And I loved every second of it. Later, in bed, she held me close and said, I am sorry if Valentina upset you. She has always been jealous and bitter. It is okay. I am not worried about her. Good. Because there is no competition. There is only you. I fell asleep in her arms, feeling safe and loved and chosen. Around the 6-month mark, Gloria had to make a trip to New York for business. She wanted me to come with her. I have an apartment there, she said. We will only be there for a week. It will give you a chance to see your family if you want. I was not sure I wanted to see my family. We had barely spoken since I moved to Italy. My mom would text occasionally, asking if I was okay. My sister sent me articles about the Russo family, like she was trying to warn me. But I ignored them. Still, the idea of seeing New York again, seeing where Gloria's American operations were, was intriguing. We flew on her private jet, of course. When we landed, a car was waiting to take us to her apartment in Manhattan. It was in a high-rise in Tribeca, a massive penthouse with views of the entire city. You own this? I asked, walking around in awe. Yes. I have properties in several cities. New York, Milan, London, Tokyo. I like having homes wherever I do business. That week, I got to see a different side of Gloria. Her New York persona was sharper, more aggressive. She had meetings every day, sometimes multiple meetings. Men in suits would come and go. Money was discussed in amounts that made my head spin. One night, we went to an exclusive club in the meatpacking district. Gloria was meeting someone there, a business associate. She told me to dress up, so I wore one of the designer dresses she had bought me and the diamond necklace she had given me. The club was unlike anything I had seen. Private, luxurious, clearly very exclusive. Gloria's associate turned out to be a silver-haired man in an expensive suit who spoke with a Brooklyn accent. So this is the girl I have been hearing about, he said, looking me over. She is a beauty, Gloria. You always did have good taste. Emma, this is Sal. An old friend. Pleasure, Sal said, shaking my hand. His grip was firm, his eyes sharp. You treating her right, Gloria? Always. They talked business while I sat quietly, sipping champagne and observing. I was getting better at reading the room, understanding when to speak and when to stay silent. At one point, Sal said something that made Gloria's jaw tighten. That is not going to work for me, she said coldly. Come on, Gloria. Be reasonable. I am being very reasonable. What you are proposing is not. The tension was thick. Sal stared at Gloria. She stared back, unflinching. Finally, Sal laughed. You drive a hard bargain. Fine, we will do it your way. Good. Gloria stood. We are done here. Enjoy your evening, Sal. She took my hand and we left. In the car, I asked, what was that about? Nothing you need to worry about. Gloria, if we are really in this together, you need to stop shutting me out. She looked at me, surprise flickering across her face. You want to know about my business? I want to understand your life. All of it. She was quiet for a long moment. Then she said, okay. But not tonight. Tonight, I just want to be with you. Back at the apartment, she opened a bottle of expensive wine and we sat on the couch, looking out at the city lights. I never thought I would have this, Gloria said softly. Someone to come home to. Someone who makes me want to be better. You are already incredible, I said. I have done terrible things, Emma. Things I am not proud of. Things that were necessary but that cost me pieces of my soul. I know. Does that scare you? Sometimes. But I also know that the woman you are with me, the woman who holds me and loves me and makes me feel like I am the only person in the world, that woman is real too. Maybe more real than the other one. She pulled me into her arms, holding me tight. I do not deserve you. Probably not, I said, making her laugh. But you are stuck with me anyway. We made love that night with the city spread out below us. Slow, tender, intimate. She touched me like I was precious, like I might break. And when we both fell apart, we did it together, crying each other's names. The next day, Gloria insisted on taking me shopping. We went to Fifth Avenue, to stores I had only ever dreamed of entering. She bought me everything. Clothes, shoes, bags, jewelry. I tried to protest, but she would not hear it. Let me spoil you, she said. You deserve beautiful things. That night, as I was getting ready for another dinner meeting Gloria had, my phone rang. It was my mom. Emma? Her voice was shaky. Sweetheart, I need to tell you something. What is wrong? Your aunt died. My sister. She had a heart attack yesterday. The funeral is on Saturday. Can you come home? I felt like I had been punched. My aunt and I had not been close, but still. She was family. Of course. I will be there. After I hung up, I told Gloria. She immediately said, I will come with you. You do not have to. Yes, I do. You need support. And I want to meet your family properly. Gloria, I do not know if that is a good idea. They already have opinions about you. About us. Then let me change their minds. The funeral was in New Jersey. We drove there in one of Gloria's cars, a black Mercedes that was understated compared to some of her other vehicles. My entire family was there. Parents, sister, cousins, aunts and uncles. When I walked in with Gloria, every conversation stopped. My mom came over, hugging me tight. I am glad you came. Mom, this is Gloria. Gloria, my mom Catherine. Gloria extended her hand. I am very sorry for your loss, Mrs. Rose. My mom shook her hand stiffly. Thank you. The funeral was somber. I cried more than I expected to. Gloria sat beside me, holding my hand, being supportive without being intrusive. Afterward, at the reception at my parents' house, people kept staring at us. Finally, my dad pulled me aside. "Emma, can we talk?" We went into his study. He closed the door. "I am worried about you," he said. "This woman, this life you are living, it is not safe. You are in over your head." "I am fine, Dad. I am happy." "Are you? Really? Or are you just dazzled by the money and the excitement?" "It is more than that. I love her." "Love?" He shook his head. "Emma, love should not come with bodyguards and danger. Love should feel safe. Love with Gloria does feel safe. She protects me. She cares for me. She has given me a life I never thought I could have." "At what cost?" he asked quietly. I did not have an answer for that. When we left, Gloria was quiet in the car. "Your family hates me," she said. "They do not hate you. They are just scared. Scared for me. Maybe they are right to be." I reached over and took her hand. "Do not do that. Do not pull away from me." "I am not pulling away. I am just thinking about whether this is fair to you. Whether I am being selfish, keeping you in my world. You are not keeping me anywhere. I am choosing to be here. Choosing you." She brought my hand to her lips and kissed it. "I do not know what I did to deserve you. But I am grateful every day." We drove back to the city, and that night, Gloria made love to me with an intensity that left us both exhausted and satisfied. We stayed in New York for the rest of the week, then flew back to Sardinia. Life settled into a routine. Gloria would work, I would study and explore. We would have dinners together, talk for hours, make love until we fell asleep tangled together. But there was a restlessness growing in me. I loved Gloria. I loved our life. But I was 25 years old and I had no purpose beyond being her lover. It was not enough. One night, I brought it up again. "Gloria, I need to do something with my life. Something that is mine." "Like what?" "I do not know. Maybe I could go back to school. Or start a business. Or do charity work. Something." She was quiet for a moment, smoking her cigarette and looking out at the sea. "What if," she said slowly, "you worked with me?" "What do you mean?" "My businesses, not all of them are illegal. I own several legitimate companies. Fashion, real estate, hospitality. What if you learned those sides of the business? Started taking on some responsibility there?" "Really? You would let me do that?" "You are smart, Emma. You learn quickly. And I trust you. More than I trust most of the people who work for me." The idea excited me. A way to be part of her world but also have my own identity. "I would like that," I said. "Then we start tomorrow. I will introduce you to my fashion team. You always loved clothes and design. Maybe that is where you begin." And so I did. I started working with Gloria's fashion company, learning about design, production, marketing, everything. I was not very good at first, but I worked hard. And Gloria was a demanding teacher, pushing me to be better. It gave me purpose. It gave me something that was mine, even if it was still connected to her. Our relationship deepened. We were not just lovers anymore. We were partners. In bed and out of it. But with that closeness came new challenges. Gloria was possessive, insanely jealous. If another woman even looked at me too long, she would get cold and distant. One night at a party, a woman named Isabella, who worked in Gloria's Milan office, flirted with me. Just light conversation, probably meaningless. But Gloria saw. The ride home was silent. When we got to the villa, Gloria grabbed my wrist and pulled me inside. "Do you enjoy making me jealous?" she said, her voice low and dangerous. I was not doing anything. She was just talking to me. She was flirting with you. And you let her. "Gloria, you are being ridiculous." "Am I?" She pressed me against the wall. "Do you know what I wanted to do?" "I wanted to drag her outside and make sure she never looked at you again." "That is crazy." "Yes, it is. You make me crazy, Emma. The thought of anyone else touching you, wanting you, it makes me lose my mind." She kissed me then, hard and possessive. And despite knowing I should be angry at her jealousy, I was turned on by it. We made love right there, fast and rough. Gloria was claiming me, reminding me who I belonged to. And I let her. Afterward, as we lay on the floor catching our breath, she said, "I am sorry. I know I am too jealous. Too controlling. You deserve better." "I do not want better. I want you. Even with all your crazy possessiveness." She laughed. "You are either very brave or very stupid. Maybe both." We lay there in silence for a moment. Then she said, "Marry me." I sat up, sure I had heard wrong. "What?" She sat up too, looking at me seriously. "Marry me, Emma. I want you to be my wife. I want the whole world to know you are mine." My heart was pounding. "Gloria, that is huge." "I know. And I know we have not been together that long. But I am 55 years old. I do not have time to waste. I know what I want. And I want you. Forever. I need to think about it." Something flickered in her eyes. Hurt, maybe. But she nodded. "Of course. Take all the time you need." But the mood had shifted. The rest of the night was awkward, both of us thinking about what had been said. I did not sleep that night. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, thinking about what marriage to Gloria would mean. Complete commitment. No going back. My life intertwined with hers forever, including all the danger and complexity that came with her world. But I also thought about how much I loved her. How alive I felt with her. How she had given me everything and asked for so little in return. By morning, I had made my decision. I found Gloria on the terrace, smoking and looking out at the sea. She looked tired, like she had not slept either. "Gloria," I said. She turned. "Emma." "Yes." "Yes, what?" "Yes, I will marry you." The smile that spread across her face was like the sun coming out. She crossed the distance between us in seconds and pulled me into her arms. "You mean it?" "I mean it. I want to be your wife." She kissed me then, deep and passionate. And when we made love later that morning, it felt different. More significant. Like we were sealing a promise. We were getting married. I was going to become Emma Russo. The thought terrified and thrilled me in equal measure. Gloria did not waste time. Within a week, she had planned an engagement party at the villa. She invited everyone important in her life, her business associates, her friends, powerful people from all over Italy. She also bought me a ring. Not just any ring. A massive diamond that probably cost more than most people's houses. When she slid it onto my finger, I actually gasped. It is too much, I said. Nothing is too much for you, she replied. The engagement party was incredible. The villa was decorated with thousands of flowers and candles. There was a live orchestra, endless champagne, food prepared by Michelin star chefs. I wore a white dress Gloria had custom made for me, and she wore a sharp black suit. When she introduced me as her fiancée, as the woman she was going to marry, I saw respect in people's eyes. Not just for her, but for me. I was not just Gloria's young lover anymore. I was going to be her wife. That night, after all the guests had left, we made love in our bed with the moonlight streaming through the windows. It was slow and tender and perfect. I cannot wait to marry you, she whispered as she moved inside me. I cannot wait for you to be mine completely. I am already yours, I gasped. Not yet. But soon. We set the wedding for 3 months later. Gloria wanted to get married in Sardinia, at the villa, with the sea as our backdrop. Those 3 months were a blur of wedding planning. Gloria spared no expense. The dress she had made for me was a work of art, hand-sewn with thousands of crystals. We hired the best caterers, the best florists, the best of everything. My family was invited, of course. I was not sure they would come, but to my surprise, they did. Even my dad, who had been so against the relationship, showed up. I do not understand this, he told me the night before the wedding. I do not understand your life, or your choices. But you are my daughter. And if this is what makes you happy, then I will support you. It was not a ringing endorsement, but it was something. I hugged him tight, tears in my eyes. The wedding day was perfect. Sunny and warm, with a gentle breeze from the sea. I walked down an aisle lined with white roses, my father beside me, toward Gloria. She was waiting at an altar overlooking the water, looking stunning in a white tuxedo. When she saw me, her eyes filled with tears. The ceremony was beautiful. We had written our own vows. When it was my turn, I said, Gloria, you came into my life when I was lost, when I did not know what I wanted or who I was. You showed me that life could be bigger, more passionate, more intense than I ever imagined. You made me feel seen and valued and loved in a way I never thought possible. I know our relationship is unconventional. I know people judge us, doubt us. But I do not care. Because I love you with everything I have. You are my home, my partner, my everything. I promise to stand by you through whatever comes. I promise to love you fiercely and faithfully. I promise to be yours, completely, for the rest of my life. By the time I finished, I was crying. So was Gloria. Her vows were simpler but no less powerful. Emma, I have lived a hard life. I have made difficult choices. I have built walls around my heart to protect myself. But you broke through those walls like they were nothing. You made me feel again. You made me want to be better. I promise to love you, protect you, cherish you. I promise to give you everything I have. I promise to be worthy of the gift you have given me by choosing me. You are my light in the darkness, Emma. My reason to keep fighting. I love you. Always. When the officiant pronounced us married, Gloria pulled me close and kissed me in front of everyone. Long and deep and unashamed. Our guests cheered. We were married. I was Emma Russo now. For better or worse, my life was intertwined with hers completely. The first year of marriage was blissful. We settled into a routine that worked for both of us. Gloria would handle her business, I would work on the fashion side of things, and in the evenings, we were just us. A married couple deeply in love. But being married to Gloria meant being part of her world completely. And her world was dangerous. I started to understand more about what she did. The meetings that went late into the night. The phone calls in Italian that made her face go hard. The men who came to the villa with serious expressions. I learned to read the signs. When Gloria chain smoked, something was wrong. When she was quiet at dinner, there had been a problem. When she held me extra tight at night, she was scared about something. One night, about 14 months into our marriage, something happened that changed everything. We were in bed, sleeping, when I heard shouting downstairs. Gloria was up instantly, grabbing a gun from the nightstand. A gun I had not known was there. "Stay here," she commanded. "Lock the door behind me. Do not come out no matter what you hear." "Gloria, what is happening?" "Just do what I say." She left. I locked the door with shaking hands. I could hear yelling, the sound of things breaking. Then, terrifyingly, gunshots. I pressed myself against the wall, trembling with fear. Was Gloria okay? What was happening? After what felt like hours but was probably only minutes, there was a knock on the door. "Emma, it is me. Open the door." It was Gloria's voice. I unlocked the door. She came in, her shirt spattered with blood. But she was not injured. "Are you okay?" she asked, checking me over. "Yes." "Gloria, what happened?" "Whose blood is that?" "Someone made a very stupid decision tonight. It has been handled." "Handled? What does that mean?" She looked at me with cold eyes. "It means it will not happen again." That night, I saw a side of Gloria I had only glimpsed before. The ruthless side. The dangerous side. The part of her that could order violence without flinching. It should have made me want to run. But instead, I understood her better. This was the world she lived in. The world she had to navigate to survive. When she came to bed hours later, after everything had been cleaned up, she held me tight. "I am sorry you had to see that," she said. "I am your wife. I am part of this life now. All of it. You should not have to be. But I am. And I am not going anywhere." She made love to me then, desperately, like she needed to confirm I was still there, still hers. And I gave myself to her completely, showing her without words that I was not afraid. Despite the occasional violence, despite the danger that was always lurking, I was happy. Deliriously happy. Gloria and I were stronger than ever. Our sex life was still incredible. She could not keep her hands off me, and I could not get enough of her. We would make love multiple times a day. In bed, in the shower, on the terrace, in her office. She was insatiable, and so was I. After every time, she would hold me and tell me she loved me. And I would say it back, meaning it more each time. The fashion business was thriving. I had real responsibilities now, working with designers, attending shows, making decisions. I was not just Gloria's pretty wife. I was becoming my own person within her empire. One afternoon, I was in Milan for a fashion show. Gloria was supposed to join me, but she had been delayed. After the show, I went back to the hotel. When I opened the door to our suite, Gloria was already there. And she did not look happy. "Where were you?" she asked coldly. "At the show." "You knew that." "The show ended 2 hours ago. I went to dinner with some of the designers." "Gloria, what is wrong?" "Was Marco there?" Marco was one of the male designers we worked with. Young, talented, and admittedly handsome. Yes, he was there. So were 8 other people. It was a business dinner. "I do not like the way he looks at you." Gloria, please. Not this again. Not this again? She stood up, walking toward me. You are my wife, Emma. Mine. I do not share. I do not like other men looking at you like they have a chance. He does not look at me like that. And even if he did, I am married to you. I love you. Why do you always do this? Because I know what men are like. I know what they want. I do not care what they want. I only want you. She grabbed me then, pulling me close, her mouth claiming mine in a bruising kiss. It was possessive, demanding, intense. We made love right there, Gloria's jealousy fueling her passion. She was rough, claiming me, marking me. And I loved every second of it. Afterward, as we lay on the floor catching our breath, she said, I am sorry. I know I am crazy. Yes, you are. But you are my crazy. She laughed, pulling me close. I do not deserve you. Probably not. But you are stuck with me anyway. These moments, these fights followed by intense reconciliation, became part of our rhythm. We would argue about her jealousy or her secrecy or my need for independence. Then we would make up with sex that left us both exhausted and satisfied. It was not healthy, probably. But it was us. 2 years into our marriage, something shifted. Gloria started talking about the future differently. About eventually stepping back from the dangerous parts of her business. About us traveling more, living more freely. I want to grow old with you, she said one night as we lay in bed. I want us to have a life that is about more than just business and survival. What would that look like? I asked. I do not know exactly. Maybe we spend more time in New York. Maybe we buy a place in the countryside, somewhere quiet. Maybe I finally hand over the operations to people I trust and we just live. You would really do that? Step away? For you? Yes. Emma, you have given me more happiness in these few years than I have had in my entire life. I want to spend whatever time I have left making you happy. I turned to face her, cupping her cheek. You do make me happy. Every day. She kissed me softly. Then let me keep making you happy. For the rest of our lives. We made love that night with a tenderness that brought tears to both our eyes. It was not about passion or possession. It was about love. Pure, deep, unshakable love. The next morning, Gloria surprised me. Pack a bag. We are going somewhere. Where? You will see. We drove for hours, into the countryside of Sardinia. Finally, we pulled up to a beautiful old farmhouse on a hillside, with views of rolling hills and distant mountains. What is this? I asked. I bought it. For us. I am having it renovated. I thought we could come here when we want to escape. Just the two of us. No business, no guards, no stress. Just us. I started crying. Gloria, it is perfect. You are perfect, she said, wiping my tears. And you deserve a place where we can just be Emma and Gloria. Not La Regina and her wife. Just two women who love each other. We spent the day walking through the property, making plans for how to fix it up. We laughed and dreamed and kissed in the sunshine. That night, back at the villa, Gloria opened a bottle of wine and we sat on the terrace. I have been thinking, she said. About what you said when we first met. About wanting luxury, wanting beautiful things. I remember. Did I give you that? The life you wanted? I thought about it. You gave me so much more than that. Yes, I have designer clothes and jewelry and cars. I live in a villa and fly on private jets. But that is not what makes me happy, Gloria. What makes me happy is you. The way you look at me. The way you touch me. The way you make me feel like I am the only person in the world. That is worth more than all the luxury in the world. She was quiet for a moment. Then she said, I love you, Emma Russo. More than I have ever loved anyone or anything. I love you too. So much it scares me sometimes. Good. I want to scare you a little. Keeps things interesting. We laughed, and then we were kissing, and then we were making love on the terrace under the stars. Later, as we lay tangled together, Gloria said, do you ever regret it? Choosing me? Leaving your old life behind? Never. Not for a single second. You gave me a life I never could have imagined. You gave me love I never thought I deserved. You gave me everything, Gloria. And you gave me a reason to keep living. Before you, I was just going through the motions. Surviving, but not really alive. You changed that. You changed me. We fell asleep like that, wrapped around each other, two women who had found something rare and precious and worth fighting for. I am 29 years old now. Gloria is 59. We have been together for 4 years, married for 3. Life is not perfect. We still fight. Gloria is still insanely jealous and possessive. I still struggle sometimes with the violence and danger that comes with her world. But we are happy. Truly, deeply happy. The farmhouse is finished. We spend weekends there, just the two of us. No phones, no business, no stress. Just us, cooking together, making love, enjoying the silence. Gloria has started stepping back from the business, slowly transitioning power to trusted people. She says she wants to spend more time with me, building a life that is about more than just work and survival. The fashion company is thriving. I have become a real part of it, not just Gloria's wife but a legitimate businesswoman in my own right. It feels good to have something that is mine. My family has come around, more or less. They visit sometimes. My mom and Gloria have even developed a cautious friendship. My dad still does not fully understand, but he tries. That is all I can ask for. Last night, we were in bed at the farmhouse. Gloria was holding me, her fingers tracing lazy patterns on my skin. What are you thinking about? I asked. About how lucky I am. About how different my life could have been if you had not walked into that club 4 years ago. I think about that sometimes too. What if I had not gone that night? What if I had been too scared to get in the car? Then we both would have missed out on the love of our lives. I turned to face her. You really think that? That I am the love of your life? Emma, you are not just the love of my life. You are my life. Everything I do, every choice I make, it is all for you. To make you happy. To keep you safe. To make sure you never regret choosing me. Tears filled my eyes. I could never regret choosing you. You are the best thing that ever happened to me. She kissed me then, soft and sweet. And then not so soft and sweet. Within minutes, we were making love, losing ourselves in each other the way we always did. Afterward, as we lay tangled together, sweaty and satisfied, Gloria said, I am going to love you for the rest of my life, Emma Russo. Even when I am old and gray and can barely move, I will still want you. Still need you. Still love you with everything I have. You are already gray, I teased. She laughed. Smart ass. But you love it. I love everything about you. Even your smart mouth. We fell asleep like that, wrapped around each other, and I thought about how my life had changed. How I had gone from a broke 25-year-old working at a supermarket to a 29-year-old married to one of the most powerful women in the world. It had not been easy. There had been fear and danger and moments when I questioned everything. But through it all, there had been love. Fierce, passionate, all-consuming love. Gloria taught me that being with someone who makes you feel alive, who challenges you, who loves you with their whole heart, that is worth any risk. Worth any sacrifice. I do not know what the future holds. I do not know if we will have 5 more years together or 50. But I know that every day I get with her is a gift. Every kiss, every touch, every whispered I love you in the darkness, it all matters. We are not a conventional couple. We never will be. But we are real. We are true. We are forever. And that is all that matters. I am Emma Russo, wife of Gloria Russo. And this is our love story. A story of taking risks. Of choosing passion over safety. Of finding love in the most unexpected place. A story that started in a club in Manhattan and led me to a life beyond my wildest dreams. A story that is still being written every single day, in stolen moments and whispered promises. This is our story. And I would not change a single thing. If you are listening to this and wondering if you should take that risk, if you should follow your heart even when everyone tells you not to, let me tell you something. Love is not safe. Real love, the kind that changes you, the kind that makes you feel truly alive, it is never safe. It is terrifying. It is dangerous. It asks you to be brave in ways you never thought possible. But it is worth it. Every single risk. Every single fear. Every single moment of doubt. Because at the end of the day, what matters is not how long you lived, but how deeply you loved. How bravely you chose. How fearlessly you followed your heart. I chose love over safety. I chose passion over comfort. I chose a life that felt real over a life that felt small. And I have never regretted it. Not for a single second. So if you are standing at that crossroads, if you are wondering whether to take that leap, do it. Choose love. Choose passion. Choose the life that scares you and excites you in equal measure. Because that is where real living begins. Take a moment to listen to this song, inspired by my story.
I saw you in the dark, couldn't look away. Something in your eyes made me wanna stay. You don't say much, but I hear it all. One look from you and I start to fall. I was playing safe, keeping my guard high. Now I'm on the edge and I don't know why. You got me feeling things I can't deny. Touch me like you mean it, don't hold back. Show me all the things I never had. Every kiss pulls me off the track. I'm gone, there's no turning back. Light me up, make me come alive.
Thank you for watching Sapphic Story Hour. Please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, bye-bye.